Here's your long, emotional, sweet feature-style article, written with warmth, admiration, and depth. The truth behind Alden Richards and Kathryn Bernardo that fans didn't expect. In the world of Philippine entertainment, love teams are nothing new. Chemistry is often crafted, moments are carefully managed, and sometimes emotions are heightened for the camera. But every once in a while, something feels different. And that's exactly what fans began noticing about Alden Richards and Kathryn Bernardo. It wasn't loud, it wasn't overly dramatic, it wasn't even clearly defined. But it was there, and people felt it. An unexpected pairing. For years, both Alden and Kathryn built their careers on strong partnerships and unforgettable projects. They each carried their own legacy, their own fan bases, and their own identities. When conversations about their interactions began circulating, many initially dismissed it as industry buzz, just another passing headline in showbiz. But fans are observant. They notice body language. They replay interviews. They analyse tone. And what they began to see was forced chemistry. It was ease, the comfort that couldn't be scripted. One of the things supporters consistently point out is how natural their interactions appear. There's a softness when they speak about each other, a quiet respect that doesn't feel exaggerated. Alden has always carried himself with calm composure, thoughtful in interviews, careful with words. Kathryn, on the other hand, radiates warmth and emotional intelligence with a maturity beyond her years. When those two energies meet, something shifts. It doesn't feel chaotic, it feels grounded. And perhaps that's what surprised fans the most. There was no loud declaration, no headline confession, no grand reveal, just moments, small, subtle, meaningful moments. Growth, individually and together. Another layer to this story is timing. Both Alden and Kathryn entered new chapters in their personal and professional lives around the same period. Growth changes people, experiences reshape priorities. Fans noticed that their conversations, whether in interviews or public appearances, reflected maturity, not flirtation for entertainment, not playful teasing for clicks, but genuine curiosity. There's something beautiful about two individuals who have already established themselves, finding a shared rhythm later in their journeys. It feels less like infatuation and more like alignment. Respect before romance. What truly makes this narrative different is the foundation of respect. There's admiration in how Alden speaks about Kathryn's strength and dedication. And there's sincerity in the way Kathryn acknowledges Alden's kindness and professionalism. Respect is often overlooked in modern celebrity storytelling. Drama sells faster than decency, but decency lasts longer, and perhaps that's why their dynamic resonates so deeply. It doesn't feel rushed, it doesn't feel transactional, it feels safe. The fans' emotional investment. Supporters of both stars have been fiercely loyal for years. Naturally, any new connection sparks protective instincts. But instead of division, many fans expressed something unexpected. Hope. Hope that two people who have worked tirelessly in an industry known for pressure and scrutiny might find peace in each other's presence. That hope isn't rooted in fantasy. It's rooted in observation, in shared smiles, in the comfortable pauses during interviews, in the way conversations don't feel rehearsed. Aha! Beyond the headlines. The entertainment world often simplifies relationships into categories. Confirmed, denied, dating, friends. But real connections rarely fit neatly into boxes. The truth behind Alden Richards and Kathryn Bernardo might not be a dramatic revelation. It might simply be this: two people discovering mutual understanding in a world that constantly demands performance. And maybe that's more powerful than any official announcement. A love team or something deeper? In Philippine showbiz culture, love teams are iconic. They create magic on screen and unforgettable memories for audiences. But what if what fans are witnessing isn't a love team designed for ratings? What if it's two individuals choosing authenticity, choosing to build something, whatever that may be, at their own pace? That possibility is what keeps supporters watching closely, not for scandal, not for gossip, but for sincerity. The beauty of uncertainty. There's something undeniably sweet about not knowing exactly what something is, but knowing it feels good. Sometimes the most meaningful connections aren't the ones loudly announced. They're the ones gently nurtured, the ones protected from noise, the ones allowed to grow naturally. And perhaps that's the truth fans didn't expect. Not fireworks, not spectacle, but calm. Why this story resonates in a fast-moving digital age where relationships are dissected instantly, seeing something unfold slowly feels refreshing. Alden and Kathryn represent more than just celebrity pairing speculation. They represent growth after heartbreak, strength after public scrutiny, the possibility of new beginnings, and whether their bond remains friendship, collaboration, or evolves into something more, the foundation already stands on something rare. Mutual respect. Final thoughts. Maybe the real truth behind Alden Richards and Kathryn Bernardo isn't a secret romance. Maybe it's something simpler and sweeter. Two accomplished individuals meeting at the right time, choosing kindness, choosing understanding, choosing grace in an industry that rarely slows down. And sometimes that's more beautiful. When silence speaks loudest. One of the most powerful things about Alden Richards and Kathryn Bernardo is not what they say, it's what they don't say. In an industry where clarifications are often rushed and statements are quickly released to control narratives, both have chosen a different approach. They've chosen silence, not avoidance, not secrecy, but privacy. And that decision alone speaks volumes, because when something is fragile, when something is meaningful, sometimes protecting it matters more than proving it. The timing that no one planned life has a way of aligning people at unexpected moments. Both Alden and Kathryn have experienced immense success, awards, blockbuster projects, endorsements, sold-out events. But success doesn't eliminate vulnerability. In fact, sometimes it amplifies it. There's something poetic about two individuals who have carried public expectations for years, finding themselves in a space where they can simply be human. No characters, no scripts, no pressure to perform perfection, just presence. And perhaps that's why fans feel this connection so strongly, because it doesn't look manufactured. It looks real. The subtle gestures fans noticed. It's never one big moment that convinces people. It's the small ones. The supportive glance during interviews, the genuine laughter that doesn't seem rehearsed, the way conversations flow without interruption. Supporters have replayed clips countless times, not to find scandal, but to understand the energy. And what they often describe is comfort. There's a steadiness when they're around each other, a calm that feels grounded. In a world of flashy headlines and dramatic reveals, calm is rare. And rare things are valuable. A different kind of love story. If there is something growing between Alden and Kathryn, it doesn't resemble the dramatic love stories audiences are used to. It feels slower, more intentional, more mature. It feels like two people who have already learned lessons from the past and are no longer interested in rushing toward noise. There's beauty in that kind of restraint, because when affection is patient, it's often deeper. When respect comes first, connection becomes stronger. The weight of expectations. Of course, with admiration comes pressure. Fans care deeply, they invest emotionally, they hope intensely. But perhaps what makes this situation unique is the growing understanding among supporters that whatever exists between Alden and Kathryn deserves protection. Instead of demanding answers, many fans are choosing trust. Trust that both individuals know what they're doing. Trust that timing matters. Trust that authenticity will reveal itself naturally. That shift from demanding to supportive is powerful. What makes it so sweet? The sweetness in their story doesn't come from confirmed labels. It comes from possibility, from watching two people navigate public life with grace, from seeing maturity instead of impulsiveness, from sensing that whatever they share is built on friendship first. Friendship is often underestimated, but it is the strongest foundation any lasting bond can have. And if Alden and Kathryn are building from that foundation, then perhaps the best chapters haven't even begun. More than just romance. Maybe the truth fans didn't expect isn't about romance at all. Maybe it's about growth, about healing, about choosing peace over pressure. Alden has long been admired for his humility and calm strength. Kathryn has been celebrated for her resilience and emotional depth. When two people who value those qualities meet, something meaningful tends to happen. Not explosive, not chaotic, but steady. And sometimes steady is exactly what lasts. The quiet hope. There's a gentle hope surrounding their story, not the loud, overwhelming kind, but the quiet kind, the kind that whispers instead of shouts, the kind that says, if it's meant to be, it will be. And whether their connection remains a beautiful friendship, evolves into a lasting partnership, or simply becomes a cherished chapter in both their lives, it has already given fans something rare. A reminder that not every story needs drama to be meaningful. Sometimes the most beautiful stories are the ones unfolding softly, away from the noise. Final reflection. The truth behind Alden Richards and Kathryn Bernardo might not be a shocking revelation. It might not come with a grand announcement. It might simply be this: two hearts meeting at a mature moment in life, two individuals choosing respect, patience, and understanding, two people allowing something to grow, slowly, intentionally, beautifully. And maybe that's exactly what fans didn't expect. But perhaps deep down, it's what they were hoping for all along.